Good evening. Okay, we'll get started. Okay, class. What we're going to talk about today, one of the things I wanted to do uh, as we go through the different areas of forensic science is to get you interested in doing this for a career because it's a very, like I said, lucrative career. And one of the biggest jobs you can have in forensic science is that what's called a forensic pathologist or a medical examiner. And this person plays a very key role in terms of the criminal justice system and everything like that. This is the person that actually performs autopsies, determine and actually verifies the actual cause of death that's found on the crime scene. So he kind of the medical examiner gets the last word and kind of puts the pieces together based on what they found on the crime scene. He can also is a great finder of trace evidence and stuff like that, fingerprints, bite marks, stuff like that. Job duties, the medical examiner, and there's been lots of TV shows. One of the ones I watched when I was growing up was called Quincy, who was a medical examiner, and he basically was his deal was he was almost like a detective. He would crack the different court cases. But a medical examiner must perform an autopsy to determine the cause of death, carry out toxicology, microscopic, photographic, radiology, whatever it takes. And there's actually a show on HBO with a doctor named Dr. Biden or Baden, and it's called Autopsy, but he actually goes into different famous cases and stuff like that, and how they were able to determine what happened or how the person was killed based on what he found during the autopsy. One of the interesting things that I always remember is that he was saying that they were doing an autopsy and they were examining the contents of someone's stomach, and as soon as they bisected the stomach, they got the smell of almonds, which is an indicator of that the person was poisoned with cyanide, because that's what it smells like. The medical examiner must also be ready to defend their findings. So a lot of times they're called on the stand to be a witness as to the findings that that was determined from all of the different screenings and all of the evidence that was picked up from the crime scene, and then what they came out with in the autopsy. Okay, and these are just some photos. You can see the type photos from the autopsy and different aspects. This was the autopsy room. This is the medical examiner kind of not pleading her case, but telling what her findings in court. And this is what the tag that they put on you when you're in the morgue. Okay, educational requirements. You need a high school diploma. Okay, it takes a little while to do this job, but it's definitely rewarding. You get 4 years of undergraduate training, a bachelor's degree, 4 years of medical school, and then after medical school and for forensic pathology, then you would do another 4 years of residency. Okay, and the residency is basically where you work like in a lab or in a forensic pathology center, and you really kind of learn your job. That's basically what doctors do. The only difference is that you would be working on a lot of stuff post-mortem and doing like stuff from criminal cases and stuff like that. And then there's 1 year of forensic pathology fellowship, and you have to pass a board certification exam. And so basically you're doing the same things that a medical doctor would do. But you're dealing with post-mortem issues with human beings. Now, it may seem like a lot of time, but you'll be surprised at how fast time flies. And your reward for that doing that time in school will be, and these are two of the leading schools: University of Colorado at Denver. I've been up there. My godmother used to live up there. It's a beautiful country. And University of Alabama at Birmingham, UAB. Very, very good school. All right. Now, this is the reward you get. In the U.S., forensic pathologists generally earn from between $75,000 and $200,000 per year. The average salary is between 80 and 20. So that means that when they say between, that means you'll start at 80, minimum of 80,000. Normally, it's going to be more than that. And you go to 200,000 is in the top 1% of salaries in the United States. Okay. And you can actually do this privately. Normally, to work for the government or work for the state that's job security, and that's where the big revenue is. But for putting in that time, so if you decide right now, I'm gonna grind it out, and I'm gonna go straight through. I want to be a medical examiner. You put in that time, and your reward will be, basically you'll have your living made, because basically in this pretty particular field, they're always going to need you. There's always going to be stuff going on. And even if it's non-criminal stuff, there's just certain times where they always need a medical examiner to determine the cause of death, even when it's not foul play or anything like that. They always need the medical examiner. You'll always be needed, okay? Always be needed. And like I said, it's a very lucrative salary that you can do for the rest of your life. The job outlook for medical examiners is higher than average. Well, and it's going to be growing, have a growth of 20%, especially in the local government. That's what you want. You want, like, for the state, local government, even DOD or something like that, is longevity and job security. But and so we're going to be talk about this some more. My goal is, I hate to promise you guys stuff and not deliver, but I'm working on it. I happen to have a fraternity brother who's an FBI agent who knows all about forensics, and then I happen to, by luck, I was standing in line to get my vaccination, Moderna vaccination shot, and met a guy that was a real life agent from NCIS, like you see on TV, who just retired, and he's gonna give me this information, and hopefully I'll be able to get him cleared so he can come and participate in our Zoom class, and you guys can ask questions to somebody who's really in this field, and I think he did it for like 30 years. So I'm looking forward to that, to bringing some people in, because like I said, this is a growing field. It is a growing field for ladies as well. And like I said, it's a big, if you commit to going for it, okay, you basically, your living will be made. Okay, you'll be able to work for like the rest of your life. Kind of random facts about it. It's hard work for a medical examiner, pays off, and also it contributes to the capture of murders. Normally, the medical examiner's finding is what really solves the case. Elected coroners, if you're going to be like the coroner is a big job, you have to be elected. If you're a medical examiner, you have a better chance of being elected. Also, you get to, medical examiners get to study ballistics. You visit the crime scene, and they get better hours than doctors. Coroners have the power to act I didn't know this one. Coroners have the power to act as sheriff when the sheriff is incapacitated. So you can actually be like a lawman or like a constable, if you're elected coroner, if in fact the sheriff can't perform his duties. Okay, but like I said, this is just something, and you guys have an advantage that, first of all, we didn't have forensic science when I was in high school. but we definitely wasn't exposed to anything about being a forensic pathologist. And that's everything. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to, that's what we're going to talk about, kind of forensic pathology. I just want to introduce you to it and introduce you to a field, like I said, that's very lucrative. And a lot of people don't know about it. But if you put in the work and put in the time, okay, your whole life will be made, and it'll be a very exciting career. Thank you very much.